Hi everyone, PhoneArena today has the pleasure to present you the LG Optimus 2X, the first phone with a 1 GHz dual-core chipset to hit the market. You can't really conclude what number crunching monster this phone is from its outer appearance. The phone is bordering on the unwieldy side, but it feels solid and is comfortable to hold and operate. It is basically a grey slab with not much going on around the sides. Two volume buttons here on the right hand side and one power lock button at the top, which are easy to press. The top also hosts the standard audio jack and this here fully featured HDMI out port, which is covered with a protective cap, and it allows you to play games or watch full HD 1080p videos from the phone on your big screen TV. The phone also comes with an HDMI cable in the box, so you don't need to look for something else or stress about compatibility. The bottom is housing the micro USB port as well as two stereo speakers. Still, the design has a whiff of quality materials to it due to the soft touch plastic on the back cover and this metallic strip underneath the 8 megapixel camera with LED flash, which shoots full HD 1080p video. There's this etched with Google branding here as well. The display is 4-inch, 480 by 800 pixels of resolution. Judging from the wide viewing angles, it's most probably an IPS LCD, which also means that it is bright and the colors are vivid, so we have no complaints about it. There is a front-facing camera above the display, as well as 4 capacitive Android buttons underneath it, which are very responsive. So overall, the design is bland, but that's not what would attract you to the phone anyway in the first place. It is the internal dual-core chipset power, and we will delve into the interface now to show you how it performs. LG hasn't skinned the Android 2.2 Froyo interface too much. There's this dock here at the bottom with 4 shortcut icons, semi-transparent background which is present in each and every home screen as well as in the main menu. The main menu you can watch either like that, or you can have it in horizontal grid view with pages. As you can see, navigating the interface is extremely fluid, but we expect nothing less from a handset running NVIDIA Tegra 2. A couple of LG widgets, which are nothing out of the ordinary for the LG Android handsets here. A couple of clocks, time organizers, and social networking widgets like My Status and social feeds, which unfortunately you cannot place at one and the same page. Home screen, you have to use two for that. One for your Facebook, Twitter, or MySpace updates follow-up, and then a separate widget on a separate home screen for posting your status updates. We'd much prefer to see these widgets on one and the same place. The calendar widget is very helpful, very easy to see your upcoming appointments. Here's a calendar. If you want to add a new appointment, that's the portrait keyboard. Resembles very much the iPhone keyboard, which is a good thing since it's a very good one. Let's test the keyboard in. It's well spaced. It's very good to type on this one. We have no complaints about both the portrait and the landscape keyboards on the LG Optimus 2X. As a phone, the LG Optimus 2X functions very well, very good in-call quality. Here's a contacts list in the phone book. We have synced it with our Facebook and Twitter accounts. You can also do the same for MySpace. Here's how you look alphabetically for contacts. The details page. It can show the history of your communication with the contacts via different channels, email, Facebook, Twitter, etc. If you want to look at the pictures, it will fire up the Facebook for LG application. And if you haven't synced all of your Facebook friends, for example, with your contacts, you can search for Facebook friends from the phone book button down here. Let's check out the browser now. Since we have the dual-core chipset, there should be no problem loading JavaScript and Adobe Flash rich pages, and indeed the LG Optimus 2X scores very high on JavaScript and Flash benchmarks. As you can see, the page loads very quickly. This flash ad here shows right away. And navigating around web pages is very fluid. Scrolling, pinch to zoom, double tap. It's not very responsive this time. Once you get the gist of it, browsing regular web pages is a joy. But let's check how Adobe Flash performs. Here's a heavy Flash website, Unreal Tournament 3. Loads with no problems. And which is more important, embedded Flash video works right away, as you can see here. No problems for the LG Optimus 2X, as we would expect from this powerful chipset. The handset has 512 megabytes of RAM, of which 380 are actually user available, so I can install apps on them, etc. Very helpful. Let's run it quickly for the applications that LG has provided with the Optimus 2X. App Advisor. This is basically pre-screened apps from Android market that LG deemed suitable for your Android handsets. Save the trouble of looking for quality apps. Browsing protection is an interesting one. It basically functions as the incognito mode in the Chrome browser. It doesn't save your cookies or browsing history, etc. This incognito browsing mode that we showed you is part of the mobile security suite, for which you have a 1-year subscription by LG for free. As you can see, 255 days left, antivirus, anti-theft. You can set up an SMS to be sent to another phone when your phone is lost, and you can remotely wipe it if you want. This thing scans every app you download or you copy to your SD card or internal memory to make sure there are no viruses on it. The gallery is the standard one. There are many options for sharing. If you want to have a look at a picture and then share it, no problems. What else do we have? The mirror app, which uses the front-facing camera for a mugshot. Might be helpful in some situations here and there. This remote support is very interesting. It basically connects a representative, probably an LG representative, to take control of your phone remotely and help you with any arising problems, but we never got it to work. Smart Share, this is for the DONA capabilities of the phone, when you can use the phone on your wireless network to sync and run multimedia files from supported devices like TVs, computers, etc. And we have the Tegra Zone application, which basically is news about the Tegra chipsets provided by NVIDIA down here, and games which NVIDIA thinks will run perfectly on your dual-core chipset and is recommending them. NVIDIA has big plans for this one. It will populate it with dedicated games for this chipset, so we'll keep an eye on it. The camera interface for the 8 megapixel camera on the Optimus 2X is full of choices for different settings around your camera. As you can see, the image size, focus, face tracking, a bunch of scene modes including night mode. ISO goes up to 800, white balance, a great amount of color effects you can apply, including the vivid mode, which bumps up the contrast in dull weather conditions. Shot mode, the panorama and the stitch shots are incredibly fast due to the powerful chipset, which is very welcome. But now let's go to the main virtue of the phone. The ability to capture full HD 1920 by 1080p video, as exemplified here in the camera interface. And you can apply the same settings to the video as well. Color effects, video quality, The video itself, when shot in Full HD, is able to show amazing amount of detail for a phone, and the phone was struggling a little bit with exposure when there were bright to dark objects entering the frame or when you're panning around, but that might be resolved by a firmware update, might be explicable since you have dual-core chipset, but it's an enormous amount of data to shoot a Full HD video and process it. The pictures themselves were a bit average. When on a cloudy day, on a sunny day they were much sharper, but indoor photos turned out very good. Actually, the LED flash is very usable, the pictures were detailed and very sharp, so the indoor performance on the Optimus 2X was great. When you're looking at the music player interface on the Optimus 2X, it seems run-of-the-mill Android music player interface, slightly skinned. Scrolling is very fluid, but that's thanks to the powerful chipset. Otherwise, things are fairly run-of-the-mill, except the exorbitant amount of equalizer presets. See here how many we have? Probably around 20, which might be the biggest number we've seen on a handset so far. Most have around 10, including a virtual surround sound in headset mode, and for the built-in stereo speakers, mock surround sound, we'll leave it on. But turn the music player in landscape mode, and one of the most beautiful music player interfaces we've seen comes up. Cover flow like, 3D effects like in the gallery, and navigating for your albums is extremely easy with this here slider at the bottom, because your albums are arranged alphabetically with small squares under each letter, which represent how many albums you have, starting with this letter of the alphabet. The one highlighted in blue is the active album you are currently listening to. All the songs are listed. The only thing you can't do in this mode is fast forward the track. You can just pause and play it. We'll play the next one, etc. Basically, this is again one of the prettiest music player interfaces we've seen on an Android device here on the LG Optimus 2X. I wanted to show you some 3D gaming as well. This is a comparatively new one. Penguin Skiing 3D. We won't show it to you because it actually displays the frames per second. We are constantly going around between 40, 45, sometimes we reach 50, but on many handsets this thing runs with 20 something, 30. Basically, there's not a game now on Android market that can make the Tegra 2 chipset sweat. We'll give developers some time, and we're sure that they'll create something that's suitable for the chipset. For now, all these games are no problem for the Tegra 2 on the Optimus 2X. And in the end, we want to run Smart Bench quickly, just for kicks. We already got 2777 on Quadrant and 74.4 frames per second on Neocore, which are the highest results we've seen on a stock handset right out of the box. And we're expecting something similar here. In terms of graphics, it's probably on par with Samsung's Hummingbird chipset. In terms of triangles per second, it is able to process, but overall it should be faster. As we can see, your device 1 GHz. This test is probably not even accounting for the 2 cores, but in productivity it's well ahead by a large margin from the Samsung Epic 4G, Nexus S, Samsung Galaxy S, Droid 2 Global, MyTouch 4G, Droid X, HTC G2, basically the highest end Android handsets currently. And in the games index, in the graphics part of the test, it's slightly ahead of the Galaxy S and Samsung Epic 4G, which comes to show that the Hummingbird chipset has one of the most powerful graphic subsystems, on par with NVIDIA's Tegra 2. To wrap it all up, we'd say that you won't be able to conclude right away by holding this Spartan-looking handset in your hands that this is the first modern dual-core phone when you handle the LG Optimus 2X. It doesn't have a flashy design or 2X written all over it or anything like that. You might start getting a hint when you see the option for recording Full HD 1920 by 1080p video here in the camera interface. But that's about it. That's the only thing that might lead you to the thought that this is a dual-core phone. Since the interface is fluid, browsing and multitasking are top-notch, but so they are on many Android handsets lately. It's enough to run one of the synthetic benchmarks though, and you immediately realize that this is the most powerful Android phone to date you're holding in your hands. And LG Optimus 2X will stay forever as the first one that made it with dual-core to market, where now lack stuttering and insufficient power to run Adobe Flash should be a thing of the past. To top it all off, this thing has a very good in-call quality, dual stereo speakers, HDMI out port fully featured for watching 1080p video and playing games on your big screen TV, as well as a helpful selection of pre-installed apps like this here, Mobile Security, which is a year's worth of subscription, antivirus, anti-theft, etc., which is a nice touch by LG. And so it goes. This Android powerhouse is a no-brainer if the price is right, of course. Be it for the simple fact that you will be future-proof when developers make apps that take advantage fully of the two cores. This was a video review of the LG Optimus 2X by PhoneArena. For more details, visit us at PhoneArena.com. Thanks for watching.